Welcome to Sacred Heart Music Center and the Live from the Heart live stream series. It's sponsored by the Minnesota Arts Board, and we want to thank them for their support. We're in Duluth, Minnesota, and enjoying an incredible opportunity to listen to two very talented musicians. We have Germaine Gemberling and Rich Mattson. These are two people with deep roots in the music world, writing, songwriting, singing, performing, recording, and more. So enjoy a fantastic concert with Rich Mattson and Germaine Gemberling.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You and me, as far as the eye can see, stardust on sunbeams, forever chasing a dream. The electricity that powers thoughts to our brain, stronger than lightning, please, that's what they say.
Short-lived. 2, 3, 4.
I took out all of the poppy seeds, threw them among the weeds. There's lots of poppy seeds inside the pot. Maybe next summer, if we're still on this bummer, maybe they'll bloom and they'll cheer us up. Was it all so short-lived, and are we ever forgiven? Some people never never do learn right from wrong. Oh, if I was a teacher, a father, a preacher, I'd try and sing a positive song. And remember that life, it goes on. Don't spend your whole life in cyberspace. That would be such a waste. Come meet me face to face. We can get down and dance in the street, just bare naked, you and me. Maybe they'll notice and strike up the band. I just don't get it. I never did got it. I may never have it, but that's what you get when you do it your way, without anybody to give you directions, and you're down on your luck. Why is it all so short-lived, and are we ever forgiven? Some people never do learn right from wrong. Oh, if I was a teacher, a father, a preacher, a rich man, a poor man, a bear or a Spartan, not younger or older, guitar playing soldier, just try and keep it positive, son. And remember, the life, it goes on. Remember, the life, it goes on. Remember, the life goes on. Life goes on, 1, 2, 3.
Hearing your voices just makes me so happy. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow. So I'm sitting between two musical legends, which is pretty awesome. And the new album is called Skylights.
Yeah.
So that just dropped in
February.
Okay,
It's
so
February 5th.
when were these songs written?
Well, it was pre-pandemic, most of them. A couple of them we finished the lyrics while we were finishing the album. But most of them we got tracked just in time.
Yeah, in the January, right before everything happened,
Yeah.
we got
That's
about
when we got
the majority
basic
of the
tracks
album.
down.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a project of Rich Mattson and the Northstars. So you have other people on this album. Who else is in the Northstars?
Ryan Young played violin on a song I wrote, and Keith Sikola had a song on there that he wrote.
And first and foremost, we've got Keely Lane on the drums and Kyle Westrick on the bass.
Yep.
That is a great team.
Our bandmates.
Yeah, that's
We love 'em.
Yeah, really great to get people together. So what was this lockdown period like for you guys? Because I know one of the songs on Skylights talks about being in a zoo, in your own zoo, and you know, in some ways we kind of all were.
Well, I was able to really focus on mixing and getting everything right. I had a lot of spare time to work on it, and you know, while we were in quarantine, I wrote a few quarantine songs that have yet to come out, and I don't know if anybody's going to want to hear them anymore, because now that we're coming out of it, it's in the rearview mirror. I don't even want to think about it, but I think we got some good songs coming up too here.
And what does it feel like to be a musician coming out of this quarantine time?
Oh my goodness, it feels really good. I feel like everybody is just like that song, like, I'm coming out. Like everybody's like, yay, we can dance, we can hug. I mean, if you're vaccinated, we can.
It feels great, but I tell you, I'm used to going to bed at midnight now.
I know.
My rock clock is all
Yeah.
off.
The rock clock is definitely.
We played last night, and I got home at 1:30. I was so tired, I was asleep before my head hit the pillow. We gotta go back into training. But shows are earlier now, and I think everybody's happy with that.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's over by 9 or 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. The world is asleep by midnight.
Well, for now.
For now.
For now.
Yeah, we'll see.
So tell me about releasing new music during a pandemic. That was hard, I think, for a lot of people to find their audience, to get new music out there. What was your approach to that?
Well, I was thinking about, we usually have our traditional album release show where it's a concert and we sell a lot of copies of the album. And this was our first vinyl release. And I just was like, how are we going to get the word out there? And I was walking the dog, as I do daily, or snowshoeing with the dog. And it dawned on me that, well, why don't I just try to stitch together some little videos and make a virtual CD release party, or album release party, vinyl release party. And I kept coming up with little ideas for how we would do that and make it like a little variety show, like a little TV show. So there's some live footage. There's a couple little segments. Like
We each
Keely's
made
got a
some
little-
videos.
Keely's got a little segment. Germaine made a video for her song "Kiss the Sky." I did a little video of Kyle. We spent a lot of time ice fishing over the winter, and so we put a little video of Kyle, and our friends were out there dancing on the ice.
And I think the dog makes a cameo too.
does, yep.
A little dog walk, fast motion video. But that got out there, and it went over really well.
Yeah, it seemed the best way to engage during a time like that.
Yeah.
And I think people were hungry to be able to see your faces and to hear new music at the same time.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I just hope for the best. I mean, it's weird. I did a couple of home concerts that were interesting, and everybody was doing them. And I just, one night, we usually do this Neil Young tribute on his birthday, and I just went, well, I guess I just gotta go start playing some Neil Young songs and go on live, and that went over pretty well. And I also started, the two of us together, we made a lot of little YouTube videos and posted those, and we kept busy. We found stuff to do different ways.
We did. I think I understand now how retired people can be so busy.
When the going gets tough, the tough get creative, or the musicians get creative, I guess.
And improvise as needed. So tell me about
I
the
like
songs.
improvising.
Yeah, tell me about the songs on Skylights. Who was writing them? Is it a shared thing, or how does that work for you guys?
I wrote 2 songs off of this record. The newest, Kiss the Sky and How Can It Be? Otherwise, Rich wrote the rest of them on this record, except for one song that was written by Keith Sikola, and we covered it. And he plays a native flute on it and does some background vocals that are lovely, too.
There's one song, it's called Morbid Fanatic, that I wrote probably 5 years ago, and it just never fit on any other project that we were working on. It's a weird tune, and we finally put that one together and got that one out. And there were 2 songs, Death Valley and In Flight, that we recorded during our sessions. We just did the music. We arranged it in the studio, which is something I always wanted to do with our band. I mean, I record a lot of music with other bands, and I watch the magic happen. And I'm like, I want my band to do this someday. And we were finally, we had a full weekend, or 2 full weekends to work on this stuff. And I arranged these voice memos that I had been carrying around on my phone, where we made them into songs in flight, and we figured out how it's going to go, but I didn't have any lyrics at all. And same thing with the song Death Valley. So we just arranged the songs, we recorded them, and then we went on a trip to Las Vegas. And
We only landed our plane there.
we went
Then we got in
there.
a car and got out of there.
We went to Death Valley, and between the flight there and the road trip to Death Valley,
Inspired 2 songs.
yeah, we came up with the lyrics and the melody, and that was that. Went home and laid it down, and we had a couple new songs, and I got really excited about them.
Yeah, In Flight was about the plane ride home. And
Yeah,
then,
we'll play that one here in a
Yeah,
little
Death
bit.
Valley was about our sightseeing with some tips from the brochure.
Basically.
You might recognize if you ever go there.
So tell me about your songwriting generally. I mean, is that usually you be inspired by an experience, or are you like a by the clock every morning? I work on it from 10 to noon or whatever. You know, do you have a schedule like that, or how do you do it?
Not me. I mean, for me, it just comes and goes. Like I might just have a melody stuck in my head and just start thinking about it, and the words come later. But then, often mostly inspired by surroundings, everyday life and travels, and just what's going on in the world around me.
Yeah, I started writing songs in the early '80s, in junior high and stuff, and I take a different approach. It's always something different, but I have this audio journal of my life, and it's just, I can go back to such and such a tune or such and such an album with whatever band I was in and kind of remember a lot of different things just from the songs and what I'm writing about. And a lot of it's kind of coded for my own memory, but I try to write songs that that people can relate to, of course, and some of it's just poetry or just trying to get some words out that means something. But a lot of it is storytelling and memories and stuff that I'm going through. And I've always found it to be a great release, and I'm sure Germaine does too. It feels great.
It's very
to write a song.
cathartic.
And I'll wake up in the morning with, sometimes I'll just have songs in my head while I'm half asleep, and I'll go, oh boy, I better. The muse is here.
Yep, it's good medicine, the music,
Better
and
write something down.
I found that the voice memos on your iPhone works really well too. If I just get an idea, I just sing it into there for a second.
It used to be
just
a little
saves
tape recorder.
Yeah, but they have to put batteries in it.
Yeah.
And the phone is always there.
What an
right?
invention. It does everything.
So Germaine, your musical journey started, I don't know, with a very different sounding.
Very different. Yeah, I was 17 years old when I had my first band, an all-girl punk rock band, and we signed to a record label in Minneapolis called Spanish Fly that worked under Twin Tone umbrella. Tons of musicians recorded and released records under that. But we had some fun times. Yes, I don't think any of us agreed that we all still are wonderful friends, but we don't think we can play that fast anymore. And there probably won't be a reunion, but it's okay. It's best left at, But yeah, the musical taste, I kind of went from that and then started picking up acoustic guitar about 5 years after the mid-'90s and starting to teach myself, because I wanted to be able to write my own songs, but I had to be able to accompany myself to write them, so I had to kind of hillbilly the ABC 1, 2, 3 chords together to be able to, have the vehicle for the voice.
One of the things when I watch you play the guitar, it's astounding. So when did you learn to play?
I started pretty early. When I was probably 4 or 5, my grandparents got me a concertina, because they knew that I wanted to be musical. And in 3rd grade, I was just so desperate, I went and I joined the orchestra. I just went to the orchestra hall and looked in the window and the instructor was in there teaching a class, and he said, "Can I help you with something?" "I want to join the orchestra," and everybody laughed. And so I started out on cello, but I really wanted to play bass. And eventually I started playing bass probably about 12 or 13, and then moved up to the guitar and just never put it down. And I still
Thank
love
goodness.
it. I'll get lost with it. I'll pick it up and, 2 hours will go by and like, wow, I guess I still like this dumb thing.
And do you write music like you would like a musical sheet? I mean, do you ever work with especially when you work with a band? I mean, some of your guys
I
are.
haven't.
Yeah.
I was all method of, my parents made me take piano lessons at Suzuki at the age of 5 until I was 12, and their whole method is learning by ear, and so I never learned how to read music.
I did learn how to read music, but I mostly did it by ear. I kind of cheated because I could hear what it was supposed to be, and then I'd just pick it out and find it. But I could read some music if I had to.
It's a good thing that both of you have the ear that you do, because here you are as a recording engineer helping other people get their best sound. So do you use that, or how does that work?
I like to help people out if they need, if they're trying to find a harmony or something, I can suggest something, or if, I might hear a wrong note where I go, do you really want that note to be in there? Or, it doesn't fit. But sometimes it's intentional, so I don't want to get in the way. I mean, if they play it that way every time, well, you can get used to that. It's a jazz note, maybe.
When did you guys figure out your own harmonies? Because you play off, your voices are really beautiful.
We really
together.
started in 2010 working on our harmonies and performing, writing songs, co-writing them together. He played on some music prior to that, but we weren't actually performing out and writing together at that point. By 2010, we were doing a lot of the harmonizing, which felt really organic and natural.
Yeah, Germaine's great because I always wanted someone to sing with and harmonize with like we do. And I mean, my favorite groups are like the Byrds, Neil Young and Crazy Horse, harmonies. Yep. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and when we started singing together, finally found that.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful vocal back and forth. Anything you want to tell us about music that we are about to hear? You want to tip your hand about anything?
Oh, about the next song
Yeah,
up?
yeah.
Well, that was a song that I wrote, and it's called Kiss the Sky, and it just...
That's coming up?
That's our next song.
Yeah.
Oh, did you say coming up on the program?
Yes.
Yeah. And I actually finished that song when we were in the desert in the Canyonlands, and it was on Rich's birthday, and he was taking a nap, and I was sitting outside and just looking at the red, beautiful rocks with that beautiful blue sky, and I just thought of, for some reason, Kiss the Sky. I don't know, that just became the name of the song before I even started writing the words. And and that's the next one we'll perform for you.
Okay.
And the rest of the stuff, it's kind of, we tried to do a good cross-section of our music from 2010 till now. I think we've recorded, 10 or 12 records together?
We have. Yep, about one a year. We're averaging about one a year.
We try to do one a year. Doesn't always come out that way, but pretty close.
Pretty darn close.
Yeah. Well, if you're ready, I'll pass the microphones all to you.
All right.
And let them go. Thank you, guys.
So this is the one on the album that features Ryan Young on the violin. So you can kind of imagine that. I'll try to simulate it on the guitar. It's called Kiss the Sky. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Well, I believe life's a mystery, all things wild and free, unknown destiny. Why can't we see beyond the path? Kissing the ground, kissing the sky. Having to know the answer and why. Kiss the sky. Every pattern weaves a new story breathes, another dream conceives reality. No one can see what another sees. Through the eyes of thee, through the eyes of thee. Kissing the ground, kissing the sky. But having to know the answer and why. Kiss the sky. I believe life's a mystery, all things wild and free, unknown destiny, unknown destiny, unknown destiny. Unknown destiny, unknown
Disappointment in another day. Disappointment in the sky. Disappointed that it's not your place. Too afraid to be denied. And if you could hear the songs we play through the speakers in your mind, it can only come from a dark place. Maybe you can bring it live in a pond where the poets dream. You must pull on the oars to succeed. Here and on top of all that we see, you must try. You must try. While the others make it look so easy, must be trained to do or die. They must come from that which breeds succeeded, must refuel themselves with pride. In a home with everything that you need, do you feel like you're going to sea? And you die for a westerly breeze to be free, to be free. Yeah. In a pond where the poets dream, you must pull on the oars to succeed. Here and on top of all that we dream, you must try. You must try.
That's disappointed.
All right, well, this next song is a song I wrote called How Can It Be? And it's kind of about what's been going on in the world.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
All the lies and the fear, spreading poison and disease. You will let it get the best of you, and I wouldn't let it get the best of me. Suffocating, I can't breathe. No justice, no peace. You couldn't let it get the best of you. Somehow it got the best of me. How can it be? What reckless lives we all lead. How can it be? Solidarity in the street.
just the way it is meant to be. They tried to get the best of us, but we won with love, and now we are free. How can it be? Wild, reckless lives we all lead.
How can it be? All right. This is called Hard and Plain. This was on Germaine's Generator album.
And actually a song that Rich wrote.
For you. 1, 2, right.
Cool.
2, 3, 4.
Don't know why, but it's been a long time since I've been sitting outside, just pondering the sky. But it's cold and it makes me feel old when I look up and breathe, see the airplanes go by. Years fly past like love that don't last, just fades in the mist, in the blink of an eye. You just know when it's time to move on, and to play the next song, and hope that they smile. But the hard and plain truth is that no one believes it like you do. You see it, you feel it, you know it so righteously so. Don't you just want to tell everyone? But they just can't see it from your point of view, where it's simply divine, where it's real and you know it's alright. Then you look out and see through manifold eyes. Don't know why, but it's been a long time since I've been sitting outside, just pondering the sky.
So amazing. Thank you very much for bringing your energy into this beautiful space.
Thank you for having us.
This is From the Heart, from Sacred Heart Music Center in Duluth, Minnesota. Germaine Gemberling, Rich Mattson, thank you for saying yes to this.
Absolutely, it's our pleasure.
Any chance we get to sing in this room is great.
Oh my gosh, it's
Such a
one of
big,
the best
wide open space.
rooms in the state.
I don't know if they're getting that over the internet, but it's woo, very vast. Sounds great in here.
Fantastic acoustics and a great team here, so I'm happy to be with them. So give me a sense of influences. Listening to at least one of these songs, contemporary events do affect you. So does that get channeled through here? Or how is that an influence?
I think it does, for sure. Obviously, that last song, well, a couple of them, that How Can It Be one, for sure.
Well, you feel like as an artist, you gotta say something, reflecting, what your people are thinking, and speak for them, or put it out there. Hey, we're on this team, and this is how we're gonna speak out about it. I mean, it's the least we can do.
The human team.
Exactly. I was just
Yeah.
going to say that.
Yeah, exactly. Are there other musicians that you look up to that you kind of like, okay, this is a person that really made a difference as far as someone I'm not emulate necessarily, but is inspired by?
There's so many of
I was
them.
just going to say, I feel like there's so many
Yeah.
people that we look up to and admire.
I think is really cool is like Patti Smith. I don't know, just all the Revolution rockers, the Clash. This is, kind of been following that my whole life and trying to be on the right side of history.
Yeah. I think our musical influences are such a hodgepodge between what we grew up with in our parents' record collection, which actually was really good, and it stuck with us. And then, I don't know, I think we've been exposed to so many different types of music in our lives. And
I mean, I like Leonard Skinner too.
we like just about everything.
I like
Almost.
good music.
Do you call them omnivores? You take in
Yeah,
a lot of
I have
influences?
an omnivorous musical taste. Yeah.
So if you were able to open for someone else at this point, who would you want to open for? Who would you want to share a bill with?
How about Neil Young and Crazy Horse?
Let's put that out in the universe.
That'd be a real easy go-to. Yeah. Built to Spill's been always on my short list of bands that I'd love to share a stage with. Yeah. There's a lot of them.
I know, I'm just like, my mind feels like scrambled
There's a lot
thinking
of
of so many people that I'd love to share a stage
A lot
with.
of good ones that we have played with.
We
too.
have. I mean, we've had the past year we had a couple really fun shows playing with some people that we really looked up to. There's a band called -5 that we have some friends that are in, but also we're a couple members from REM, so that really was quite an honor to open for them, for Peter Buck and Mike Mills. So that was pretty neat.
So how does something like that happen? I mean, is it like a call out of the blue?
A friend that was in the band, that was a drummer for many years.
I've been involved in the music scene for a lot of years.
Yeah, 30 years.
And it's just, I've made a lot of friends over the years, and I try to keep in touch with people and, let them know what I'm up to and that we're good to go. We're ready to play anywhere, anytime.
Mm-hmm.
And, we'll get an email from First Avenue. I'll go, ooh,
Yep.
hey.
You got
can
mail.
You guys do this? And, we ask around, and what's great about our bandmates, Kyle and Keeley, they get back to us right away and
Yeah.
with a yes or a no, and we're able to keep our schedule pretty full.
And I think because we play such an eclectic mix of music, it's easy for us to fit into different whole bills and such with other bands, because we're kind of just all over the place with our music style.
We can be heavy and we can be light, whatever it takes.
And you can
Right.
be a duo or
Right.
a full four-piece band.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the storytelling part. of what goes into your music. You know, do you think of a story? Because you were saying it's a little bit like not a rock diary, but it marks parts of your life. You know, you tell a good story when you write a song.
Yeah. There we have a couple of songs where we just make up a story, you know.
Right.
'Cause
Oh,
like
certainly.
like, you know, when you I like fiction.
Yeah.
I like reading rock biographies and hearing other people's stories, and you know, but we also get into fiction too. So we have a
Well,
song
One and
called One and
Only.
Only that.
I wrote the music on guitar, and then he started up with this story about this, like, sort of like Bonnie and Clyde thing. I'm like, where are we going with this? Wow, really? Okay. Then I
Yeah.
started throwing a few, and I'm like, wow, this is different. But hey, we made that one up. A lot of them
Yeah.
are true, but not that one.
But other stories, you know, you don't want to get too close to the truth or tell it verbatim. You know, there's always a little twist where you know, you kind of make it a little bit more relatable and you know, protect the innocent.
Do you have any stories from the road, from your road trips or venues that have been either one of those magical places or less magical for some reason that you may or may not be able to say?
Well, the song Iowa, the new album, was one kind of like that.
Yeah.
For you.
We've done a lot of road trips. The two of us. I toured a lot with Ole Yeller all over the country, and you know, sometimes like my brother.
All right, we're asking about stories from the road and seeing if you have any good tales that might fit in that.
And then
Do
you
they
had
always
said
go
that
flawless?
song Iowa.
Correct. The song on the new album that he wrote called Iowa.
And that led me to be talking about how back in the old days with the Glenrustles, my brother, he called touring an exercise in futility. Well, you know, we've always done this ourselves. We're doing our own promotion, our own advancing for the shows. So we send out our own press releases. We're not working with a label or a publicist. We did that, you know, over the years we've tried it and stuff, but it takes a lot of money to get the right amount of push. So we do what we can on our own. So we wind up in some weird places, playing to some weird people sometimes, and sometimes no people at all. And you know, we just deal with it, and we make the fun for ourselves, and we wind up having a good time. But you know, after a while, I mean, I'm 54, and Germaine, she's
5 years younger.
40.
Got one last year being 40.
And,
49.
You know, it gets harder as you get older. So, you know, if we were gonna be a road band, I think we'd want to have a pretty comfortable salary.
No sleeping on couches or things like that. No.
Although, you know, we could take a weekend or something, which we do a lot of. We do a lot of weekenders
Yeah.
around the
So-
state and a little beyond that.
Yeah.
So early on, was it couch surfing if you need to, or what was touring like?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes
We
in
stay-
the
we like to
really young days, but not
We
any.
stay with friends a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to have a game which was, go on tour and see how many hotels we would not stay at.
Like never go back to, or
Never,
like we?
no, just don't get a room ever. Always just crash at somebody's house, or, and we did a few tours where we.
But now we
never
all
had to
want
get a hotel
showers
room.
and a good night of sleep, so yeah, that doesn't happen anymore.
Do you have advice for someone who might be starting out on their musical journey? Things that you wish you would have known at the beginning that, you had to learn the hard way?
Take names and what's the old saying? Just keep in touch with people and be honest and go for it. But when you make friends, keep in touch with them and go back around and keep making more friends and keep doing it.
That it is a network of musicians who
It is.
support each other.
Yeah. I mean, those first few tours with the Glenrustles, I didn't really remember anybody, and we'd go back to the place and we'd be like, "Where's everybody?" Like, "Oh, that's right.
It's easier
Should have let them know
now,
we're coming."
maybe with the internet and maybe,
It is a
there
lot
are-
easier.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you got no excuse.
Yeah, if it wasn't for these virtual shows the past year, I don't think a lot of us would have been able to make it through as easily. It helped a lot.
Can you tell me what's next for Rich Mattson and the Northstars, for music that might be underway?
We've got some shows lined up through October. We're going to be playing at Earth Rider,
Yep.
July 16th.
And then we'll be back down in Minneapolis, playing at Minnehaha Falls outside under the beautiful canopy of trees.
And then we'll be at Bent Paddle at the end of August on Keely's
Yes.
birthday.
And then
So
in the
watch for that.
fall, we'll be at the Astor Cafe October
So we've got
16th.
some shows coming up, and we've got some recordings. We've got about 8 songs in the can we're working on.
Yep.
And we actually have a few more than that
Yeah.
that we just need to revisit.
Yep.
And you've got a new song you've got
Yeah.
to show me.
Yeah.
Looking forward to hearing that, Germaine.
Okay.
Is this a pressure thing? Are you throwing down
Yeah.
the gauntlet here?
I usually I like to
Live.
wait till it's totally done to show him.
Present it. Yeah. And then I take it and I go, add some of this here, and then we're going to do a guitar solo here, and then we're
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
do
I
another
definitely want the
chorus,
guitar
3
solos.
choruses at the end.
So here's a question, we're coming up on our last ones here. What is the best way for the community to support their musicians? How do you do that today?
It really is awesome when you come to the shows or, just come up and talk to us maybe and introduce yourself and visit because we love to, meet new people.
Well,
and
now there's digital tip jars, and while we still have our CDs for sale.
yes, of
We
course.
carry our big suitcase of CDs. Like, nobody wants a CD, but actually people do want CDs. And it is like a business card, too, sometimes. So it's good to have them. And most people still do have CD players in their car. Well, not most people, but a lot of people still have CD players in their cars. I do.
I do.
And the best thing that we love getting people together.
Yeah.
And
Coming
just-
together.
It's a social gathering, and we love when people dance.
Oh, the dancers.
We want to bring dancing back. Don't just stand there. The stuff we're playing today is a little more mellow, but when we get the band going, we got a good beat. You can dance to it.
Yep.
Yeah. And what fuels you? I mean, is it that? Is that what you miss the most during this kind of quarantining time?
Yeah, I really miss seeing people, and
Heck
really
yeah.
miss just the interaction and just the whole. I mean,
Just that
I've got
energy of
this
the live
appetite, and
shows.
I gotta get my yayas out. I'm kind of hyper. I gotta just shake it,
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we have more music coming up, and you're very patient with our little gap there, and we
Yeah.
look forward to hearing
Sorry,
more.
folks.
Yeah, we look forward to hearing more. So thank you very much, and
You're
all the
welcome.
best. I'll see you at your next show.
That sounds great.
Earth Rider.
All
Thanks,
right.
Karen.
Yeah. All right, take it away.
We'll play a couple more tunes.
All right. Well, while they're getting ready, I just want to thank you for the crew here at Sacred Heart Music Center and thank the Minnesota Arts Board, State Arts Board, for supporting original music, songs, and storytelling here through this live stream service. Next up here is Al Sparhawk on Saturday, July 24th. And you will find Rich Mattson and Germaine Gemberling as Rich Mattson and the Northstars at Earth Rider Brewing in Superior on July 16th. Their new album is called Skylights, and it is gorgeous. Take it away.
Here's one from Skylights right here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, you said that you would never fly, but now you gotta go back home. It would be such a long, long drive. Can you handle sitting back in coach? Redefine the miracle of flight. When you fly, can't wait to come down. Can't wait to come down. From the window seat you are blind, so incredibly dark outside. I hope that pilot knows where he's going and we make it alright. And we fly, miracle of flight, up too high, can't wait to come down. It's not like I'm afraid of the sky, it's just I don't like waiting in line, and I don't like being confined to such a tiny space. Still we fly if we plan on leaving the ground. When you fly, you know they're gonna pat you down. You know why? You know what can be found. Up too high, can't wait to come down. Can't wait to come down. Down. I'm looking for a sign. I'm looking for a sign. Through the window and out the door and down the road. Through the window and out the door and down the road. I'm looking for a sign. I've been waiting for a while. Through the window and out the door and down the road. Through the window and out the door. All the birds, they gathered round her, singing, have you heard the news?
swallowed up into a sound away, disappearing, reappearing in a groove, on a podium that's right in front of you. I'm looking for a sign. I don't know why. Through the window, out the door, and down the road. Through the window, out the door, and down the road. Through the window, out the door.
For you, Ron.
High kicks. We promised a high kick. I didn't, of course. He did.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.